We're back.
Right.
You know, it's funny because we actually take breaks.
Yeah.
We do take
I always
breaks.
thought those were fake. Like Andy Donna was probably fake.
It might not
we
be.
Take breaks.
I don't know, maybe.
I've thought about that before where I think we've done it before where we stop an episode and go right into another one because we're running over on one of the episodes. So we say, fuck it, let's keep it going. But usually we do take like a 10, 15-minute break.
I piss.
Yeah,
break
I piss
helps.
too.
That's usually what it
Over
is.
the toilet, not in it.
If I didn't have a bladder, there would be no breaks.
Yeah, true. Same.
How often do you piss a day now that you're doing your thing?
You're doing your thing?
Yeah.
You know, I think I've only pissed
I barely
twice.
piss.
Yeah, no, I barely.
I only piss at home.
Oh, your job. Yeah, that's. Yeah. I'm sure. It's
I think
way
if I was at an
different.
office, when I do office work, sometimes when I have a lot of estimates, I'll piss all the time.
Dude, shitting on company time rules.
Yeah, it's the best.
Shitting on company time is like the best thing in the world.
I get that sometimes, but yeah, if I'm in a big job, then I shit on time.
You shit on time.
They talked to me at the bank about that. They're like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "I'm doing just fine.
I'm doing great." Yeah, you took 30 minutes to shit. Your bowels okay? You don't understand. 25 of that has been on my phone.
No.
I was working with a guy, and I guessed he took really long shits, and I thought, man, he's just a kid, and he probably just is wasting my time. But I found out he was just doing cocaine.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah.
Well, or heroin or cocaine?
No.
Cocaine. If you're doing heroin, you're not coming back out of the bathroom. Are you kidding me?
Well, no, because
No, he was partying.
If you're on opioids, you get constipated.
He was partying at night, and then I knew that cocaine was. I thought cocaine made you constipated because of Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Well,
That was the joke of it.
They're doing heroin in Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
I thought it was cocaine.
No, they're doing heroin.
I thought maybe he was
they're
doing
probably
heroin.
also doing cocaine, but it's
to
heroin.
cancel out the heroin.
Well, I thought he was doing cocaine. Maybe he was doing
He was
heroin.
snorting heroin, which is arguably way fucking worse
Oh,
than
shit.
doing cocaine.
I didn't know that was an option.
I think he's in jail now.
John Travolta?
John
He's a cool
Travolta?
kid. No.
Oh.
The kid I know.
The kids you know.
Yeah, I'm like 60.
Yeah.
So,
What are you going to talk about?
I was going to ask for more details, but it's probably best if you didn't like give out.
I don't know what kind of details that would matter. He's
So he stopped working with you, and then you just fucking. Are like,
he was kind of unreliable. He was cool when you're at the
Yeah.
job, but it was hard to get him on the job.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then I did this huge job that stressed me out, like I already told you about.
Uh-huh.
He was helping with that, and he'd be like, "Oh yeah, I'll help you Saturdays." Never would show up at Saturday work. I did midnight work by myself, and later
fuck that.
he was like,
Yeah.
he was just in the bathroom a lot, and I would know because I'm the foreman, and I know when people take a long time in the bathroom because I have that brain, which is like I need to get shit done, and I know how long you've been in the bathroom because I pay attention to everything around me.
As the foreman, did that really get under your foreskin?
I'm circumcised.
But
Wow, I don't think you're certified.
What were your questions?
Well, before we get into that, I did want to say really quick that that's what I really liked about my job now is like because I've always been a horrible morning person. It's awful for me to get
I don't like mornings still
on time and shit.
I still don't like mornings.
And like sometimes I'll roll into work at like 9:30, 9:45.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter because then I get all my work done and I stay until like fucking 5:30 and it's miserable. But just as of like just a month ago, I just wake up at 8 now. That's just a thing I do. I don't know what the fuck happened, but
8?
I just wake up at 8
As
now.
long as you wake up at 8, yeah.
Well, actually, what I've been
Sure.
doing,
That's
I've
great.
been doing is going to bed like on time and stuff, and then waking up at 6:30, and then going back to bed, and then waking up at 8. No alarm involved in any of this.
Oh, okay.
For like a month.
Because
now.
I think we talked about it, is that I purposely will snooze, not because I have to get up, because I like the idea of snoozing.
I've rolled into work at
Gives
like
you
10.
agency.
I've rolled into work.
I like the idea that I get to sleep more.
That's because I am, I've realized that, in a very like the cosmic horror sense, I am a slave to the vibrations of the universe, and I should just trust them. And the vibrations of the universe want their little piss pig to wake up at 8 in the morning. Apparently,
I mean,
at 6:30 and then 8.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't like waking up in the morning,
It's
but
awful.
I prefer it because then if I get my job done early, I get to go home.
No, I
just don't like waking up early.
I love waking up and being up early.
Yeah.
I love early days. I get so much done. I feel so good. Today's one of those days.
Yep.
But I just can't get myself to fucking wake up.
Yep.
Until now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, no alarm, 8. I don't know what the fuck happened.
Oh, yeah. For me, it's 7:30. But, I mean, I'm supposed to get up at, like, 6. And I snooze until 7.
I get up at 6:40.
You get up at 6:40? Yeah, because you got to drive.
We're all getting old.
I've been getting up since 6 forever, and then I even set an alarm for like 5:40.
Mornings are getting better for me because I just get to blast James Brown in the morning, so I'm always awake.
You get the finger. What was that? Finger blast?
No,
James
he
Brown?
just said
Finger
blast.
James Brown.
You have questions?
That's another. All right, fine. You want me to ask these questions?
I wake up in the morning and I
feel like
you want to
flush it down with some Brown.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
No, I don't do that in the morning.
Okay.
I don't. I think we're talking about different Browns.
Yeah.
Different
I see the Brown. You only do that mid-podcast, mid-sentence.
I do that when I get home.
Yeah?
That's it, not home time.
Oh,
Because I got a bidet, so
it's
I
so
don't-
awesome.
Oh, so you just like
Shitting
to keep,
at your
you like
house
to
is a
keep your shit
pleasure.
to yourself.
I don't.
wish-
I don't just do it. It's just if I do, I have. If I go to the bathroom, I will. But I'd rather be at home.
I
I
wish
prefer to shit other places because at home I get the gist. I've done it enough times. You know, I like going into new circumstances and seeing what the challenge of the day will
showed
be.
me an app where you like literally drop a pin on where you've shit and then review it. So like literally, it's like fucking yeah. That
That's
sounds
great.
like your type of app.
Yeah, that sounds like it.
I'm also like a home shitter. But
Yeah, you talked
I
about
need the problem with your toilet's not big enough. I like big. I like
Cool.
thrones.
Shit, what is
man.
like that? Big?
I like thrones.
Wouldn't that be like a commercial tub then?
Yeah. Oh, that's kind of why I like shitting at like work.
They have
'Cause
like
got the
6
big commercial
gallons you can
toilets.
shit in there.
It fucking rules. I love sitting back and being able to maintain like full posture instead of like feeling like I'm fucking scrunching over a fucking bucket.
You know, there was companies that were making toilets intentionally to make workers not want to sit in the toilet longer.
Yeah.
They should be put to the axe.
I think it was Amazon that was trying to make toilets so it'd be painful to sit longer than like 10 minutes.
Yep.
That is, man.
Yeah, it was like it's a real
Oh.
thing. They angle it down so it's uncomfortable
Yep.
to sit on it because people were peak efficiency is human suffering.
I thought of things that I could say, but all of them would get censored. There was a Mao quote in there.
Well,
somewhere.
just get them all out right now.
There's my censor button.
That's
Say
your
it during
censor
that.
button.
I've been wanting to put that on here.
The beep.
Yeah,
That's a
Why?
great
Yeah,
idea.
that's a
You
good
should
idea.
do
it's
that.
very easy.
It would say,
I'm just not gonna do it.
It would fucking save me, so that way we all have a button. We all self-censor ourselves.
No, because then he's
It's
just
just
going to
me.
say it, and then there's going to be a slight delay, and then he's going to beep.
Yeah, I would do it that way.
you guys, dear listeners, this is an invitation to do it again. Dear listeners, you don't understand. Like one of the most recent episodes, I had to cut like 20 minutes out,
And that was
there was
because
no
of,
saving it.
That was because of who?
No, don't.
That was because of who?
Not me. Fuck you.
That's what I'm saying. It was me. It was because of me.
yeah, because of
It's
you.
about you.
That's what I'm saying. It's because of you. Questions.
Give me questions.
Yeah. And he'll give you
Listeners,
answers.
please give me questions, and they might
All
be
right.
censored.
So, all right, you're running a role-playing game tonight.
Nope.
Fuck.
Well, that's it.
I'm going to take a rain
That's
check.
it. No,
No, I'm here. I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
I can't run it tonight.
All right.
oh my god.
You're
I'm
in
gonna
a
kill
tavern.
myself.
Okay.
Dox myself.
No.
Let me say this right now. If you start a game in a tavern, fucking end it. End the campaign.
You're not gonna
yourself.
Make it. You're not.
You
gonna
know.
make
Yeah.
it.
You're not
Focus.
gonna make it.
Yeah. You're not gonna make it. No. This was kind of going to what we were talking about during the break, but it's like
Unless the tavern's being set on fire immediately, because that's what I did.
yeah for your
That's what you
stream.
did.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah.
I like that. I'm still proud of that.
You should be proud of it. Did you downloaded all the fucking?
You did.
I did. Yeah.
I didn't. I don't got the space for it. The internet.
He keeps deleting his files.
Huh?
He keeps deleting his files.
Who?
Casey.
Yeah.
They get corrupted or something.
Oh yeah, no, my hard drive crashed.
Why don't you have a backup thing?
I gave him back.
I'm poor,
It's
but not for long.
so. Did you know that you can get 200 like what is 100 gigabytes of Google Drive storage for $1.99 a month?
yeah, but
I use it
did
for
you
a year,
do you know what my upload speed to that drive is in Black Forest?
Oh, it's awful. Well, I'm sure it's awful, but you got to do it, man.
Hard drives are
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
pretty cheap too.
That's true. Well, I have because I have to pay for Office anyway because of my job.
Yeah.
$6.99. You pay for Office 365. They give you a terabyte on OneDrive.
Yep.
That's what I use. I have everything with me. My house could blow up. I lose nothing
Nice.
Except
you
your
know.
house.
except my house. Which
And if you're in there, your life.
and probably maybe my roommates or any pets that are around and all the rest of my stuff, but not the stuff on my computer. Not the
Yeah.
stuff that really matters.
Yeah.
Look, here's the question.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All you have are like you rated a Monopoly set. You have 2 6-sided dice,
Yeah.
and you got to run a game. How do you do it?
I wouldn't.
You wouldn't.
You know that.
I
wouldn't.
I understand, but it's not a question. It's saying it's happening.
Then I'd run it intentionally badly.
But does it have to be bad?
Yeah, it does, because
question.
I'm so aesthetic.
It's not an
I'm so
OSR
aesthetically
question,
focused
necessarily.
that if I've just got 2 different colored dice and some pieces of paper, then I'm gonna run a game that matches the aesthetics of a piece of loose leaf paper and two mismatched dice.
Yeah, absolutely.
We play Wingspan.
Yeah. Look,
Yes.
Argue about birds.
the game is the game is definitely going to be different, don't get me wrong, but like I feel like you can still run a quality game on minimum resources, because basically the point I'm trying to make is when you've GM'd enough, you get how it works.
Yeah.
If you need like you know general flow, pacing, things that need to happen, how things are going to work. If there's, like you were talking about, like, you know, back at the lunch table in high school, you know, we just have index cards or something to write stuff down on, then you roll a d20. If something comes up, you got to adjudicate.
Yeah.
You could run a full game off of it. It's not going to look like some other games.
Yeah, I'd hate it.
You would hate it. I'd hate it.
Yeah, I'd hate it.
Shit.
I would.
All right. Well, let's. How about you? What would you? I don't want to listen to Casey anymore. What about that? Yeah.
Listen, if there's not even a DM screen, I ain't fucking running, dude.
Yeah. I like that this has kind of been your tacit like admittance that you're fucked if you don't have bisexual lighting music.
Exactly, 100%.
No,
If I don't have all the smoke and mirrors, then I'm just gonna be a wacky wizard up there, and everyone's gonna see the cards falling out on my sleeves.
That's what you need to get into your game.
Yes.
Which, admittedly, is totally fine because your games are awesome, and when you're running your own game space, you can have whatever you want.
Yeah.
But you still got to run a game and you're not in your own game space.
If I only have 2 dice, they better be position and how long. That's the game I'm running.
Sex dice?
Yep,
You got it.
That's
Thank
the
you.
joke.
Thank
That's
you.
the joke.
Woo.
Turn, applause
You did
all
the
the way
joke.
up. Applause. Applause. I gotta remember it's the yellow button.
It's going to hurt someone's ears. It's louder than you think.
I don't give a shit. You think I care? I normalize it. It's fine.
All right.
It'll all come out in the wash.
I found a pair of sex dice when I was a kid, and I was like, where's the rest of the game? True story.
Yeah, I forgot. They really are supposed to be by themselves. Yeah. Because the rules are probably consent.
I'm like, there's got to be a rule book somewhere.
That's what my sister was rooting through my dice collection and found a hit location like D12, and that's just like, is this sex dice?
Oh, that's awesome.
No, but that's very funny.
Full body.
Yeah,
Full body.
Oh yeah, because there's things on there like torso.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean full body? Like,
Oh, damn. You know, no. Play Twister with a hit location die.
things are gonna get really fucking weird. It's gonna get real house that Jack built in here really fast. People just kind of stacked on top of each other.
Yeah.
Okay. I do have kind of a follow up, but I want to ask how would you do it?
Yeah, how you gonna do it, Matt?
You got to run a game.
It sounds like I'm just doing it in an OSR where you would roll your strength.
No, because you don't even have 3 dice. You have 2 dice among all of them.
Are you kidding? Matt doesn't know what rolling multiple dice means. He always just grabs one die and rolls it multiple times.
That's a very good point.
So
That's true. That's so fucking funny.
He's got perfect instincts for this situation.
True. That's true.
Yeah, so I'd roll that, and then I'd probably the meta, I would make it as much as possible about making your character sheet the best, and I would never get to the game itself.
Oh, that's kind of cute, though.
I'd be just like, yeah, that's wrong. You got to re-roll that. And he goes, no, your name doesn't fit the setting.
Like, I think you could make character creation as a game. There's some games that already kind of do that.
I make it painful.
You know,
Pathfinder
you make
did it.
Painful.
That was most of the game.
Pathfinder, yep, you're right. Burning Wheel did it. Traveler, Warhammer Fantasy, like old school, you know, all the Life Path stuff, in a way. It would be funny if there was a game that the entire system was just character creation.
I was going to comment earlier about how Casey is doing a Would You Rather game, and he would say, I'd rather die.
Oh, I'd rather...
Would you rather have your feet really muddy or
die
in a little bit? Would you rather paint your nails? And you go, I'd rather fucking die. And you're like, that's not the question. It's a really
that wasn't one of the options.
It's a would you rather,
Yeah,
and he goes, kill me. fucking kill me. But that's not the fun of the game.
That's not how it
would
works.
You rather
That's
have
not part of the
100
game.
pennies or 600 quarters? And you're like, fucking kill me. Why am I talking to you? Like, because I'm having a fun game. I'm going to kill myself.
I would
Give me the bullet.
I'd get them to roll up statted characters like D&D, and then I would just roll curb your D20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'd just be like, when does my attack bonus matter? I was like,
Yeah,
you're trying to
talk
attack
to
him right now? Are you serious?
You're trying to talk to the banker. You're trying to talk to the banker. You can't attack her.
Turn
What'd she
their
do?
expectations on their heads.
That'd be similar, which
so-
is just dragging along.
So then the follow-up would be, all right,
Right.
so let's slowly start adding game components until
Okay.
you are at a place where you could comfortably run the game.
Okay.
First thing is adding or changing dice. Because the first thing I would do, 2d6, don't know if I could do that.
Yeah.
A d100, I probably could. Because
Nah.
then you're
Percentage.
talking language of percentages, exactly. Not
Sure.
only is percentages a mechanic that everyone understands because it's percentages, but also you can get a lot more granular where you can say, oh, because you're doing this and because of who you are, we'll put that at like 40%. Could I argue for maybe 55% because of this? Just by extending the range.
I didn't think about that. That's pretty good, actually.
Yeah, like once you put it, that's why I love like the basic role playing fantasy system like Call of Cthulhu, RuneQuest, Pendragon, all that stuff, because when you bring percentiles to the table, everyone gets it. You don't need to teach everyone. Everyone automatically has something to add because it's like, oh, I want more of a chance, more this, more this. And on top of that, it's a lot more granular. So more things can matter. So I feel like if you plopped like a big ass, cool ass D100, like one of these puppies, one of these brass ones or some shit,
I know what a
on
D100
the table.
is.
I know, but
Yeah.
it has to be really
patronizing
pretty
us
though.
right now?
It has to be, fucking.
That looks heavy.
Patronizing, not patronizing.
I wanna throw that at
But it looks.
somebody.
But see, that's so. Here's the thing though, right? And I've been thinking about this all day. So
Okay.
it's like
Oh,
you
boy.
have this. It's a literal copper D20,
Yeah.
which
It's heavy.
means it's heavy. So when you roll it, it's got gravitas. It is meaning.
Yeah.
It is weight, literal weight. The other thing it does is the more it gets handled, the more it gets used over time, it will tarnish, it will wear, it will scratch.
Yeah.
So then people will pick it up and be like, I am like, this goes to the aesthetics you were talking
All
about.
right, that's kinda cool.
Where
I
now
like
all of a
that.
sudden, this isn't the D100, this is the story orb.
Yeah.
You know what I
good.
mean?
There's more to that, yeah.
I think because you're completely right. It was kind of a trick question. Like, no, I would also kill myself if I was asked to run a game with just 2d6. A D100 though, especially one that's combined in a really cool, interesting die, that gives me a lot of breathing room. I still maybe have to come up with a lot myself, but it gives me enough stuff that it's like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm not completely screwed. I don't got to start thinking about 2d6 probability. I'm not worrying about the dice anymore because it's a mechanic even I understand.
That's funny because it's a good point, but it doesn't matter for me because the dice didn't matter to begin with. The math doesn't matter. A D100. If I roll a D100, I already did. By the time I'm rolling it, I already decided what I want to happen.
So I'm all right, tough guy, all right, smarty. So I just changed. So we have 2d6 from a Monopoly die set. I just changed those to the story orb.
Yeah.
What component are you adding?
DM screen.
Okay.
Every fucking time.
Man, yeah, you were Johnny on
Yeah.
spot. Tell me more, because I don't run with a screen on purpose. Tell me more about why the DM screen's so big to you. Yeah.
Because I need to. An important thing is
Hide your shame, hide the fact you're making everything up and you don't know what you're doing?
kind of partially, but it's more about reinforcing the idea that I know what I'm doing.
Oh,
It's not because the thing is I don't even have to. It's not about trying to search for what's correct. It's about being able to pretend that I'm searching for what's correct, so that I can have a few more moments to think about what I actually want to happen to give it directly. By referencing outside sources, it increases my my authenticity.
There is a Lamentations of the Flame Princess adventure called Fuck for Satan. And the whole point of it is that there's kids dying in this village and no one knows why. And there's cults and a penis alien and all this fucked up shit. And all of it's red herrings. Because every day there's a random chance that a bear shows up. And that bear had been eating the kids.
Yeah.
And everyone who's killing each other and going crazy goes, sorry. What I've thought of doing is making a DM screen out of cardstock.
Mm-hmm.
and I have stuff, and I don't show the players what's inside. It's not a pretty GM screen, but it's there, and I make it seem like I'm referring to stuff. I'm like looking at stuff up, and then at the end of the game, like whenever it at the end of the game, I turn around the DM screen and show everybody, and then inside the DM screen, I've just written in big Sharpie, "It was the bear the whole time."
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's quite a reveal.
Yeah,
that's a one shot, right? That would be a
It's
one
good.
shot.
That would be a one shot.
Okay, yeah.
Fuck for Satan's a lot of fun. It's very funny. But
yeah,
would you say so? Let's say you don't have a big professional GM screen, but you have two binders you've taped together, some used books that you've ripped the cool ass covers off of, you stuck them in, and then you've got papers in, maybe some loose leaf paper, maybe some of it is actual notes, maybe some of it isn't, maybe some of it is just stuff that make it look like you have notes. Mm-hmm. Would that be enough?
I'd still hate it because it's missing the aesthetics, but 100% it'd be way better because I can. It's about maintaining an illusion.
Right.
And by having a screen there, I'm able to play a certain dialogue off of it that increases anticipation of players at a table.
So I feel like that's interesting. So if you're going to run, free balling like this, pretend you have a system.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Matt, your turn to add a component.
I've got another one.
I just thought about
We'll come back.
D100 cop thing on a wood floor. Just starts really denting it.
Just destroying the floor.
Yeah, just like, hey guys, you got to get out of this. You got to get out of this space.
You gotta get out of the house.
Wrecked.
My floor's
That was the
fucking
only thing I thought of.
destroyed. I'm assuming, get a fucking bed sheet and throw it over a table or some shit.
Yeah, but
Card
I'm
table,
gonna
no
throw
one
that
cares
dice
about.
off the table.
You're gonna look me dead in the eyes. I'm behind my fancy made up GM screen. I think I know what I'm doing. I look over at Matt. I'm like, "What are you doing?" And you look at me and you smile, dead eyed, and then you just beam that fucking, fucking
Huge
ball
dent
of metal off
in
the floor.
Yeah, huge dent in the floor.
I rent.
Oh my god!
There goes the security closet.
I have no idea what I'd add. Someone needs to buy Mountain Dew.
How? Okay. Well, let's.
I want people to be comfortable.
Let's run with that.
All right.
All right.
Concessions,
Chips, Mountain Dew,
especially if you're
hot
running.
chocolate.
Hot chocolate's good.
It's good.
Especially if this is an impromptu game, I feel like the snacks would help a lot. It would make it feel like a party. It would almost kind of reinforce the fact that it's like
Probably in prison.
Running chained coffin. Whiskey has been very important. It's
very
important for the aesthetic, for the feel of the game.
when I ran another Lamentations of the Flame Princess adventure, Fermentum Nigrum de Sepolte, which is you have a beer that's called the Black Bar and it's being made out of this alien fungus that's fucking people up. So I brought the darkest, chocolatey
IPA?
stout I could find.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
people were drinking it,
Very
and I'm like,
cool.
and you're drinking it right now. Like that sort of
yes,
thing. Yeah,
that's the shit that I love.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I don't even know what I would add. What was your going to be?
I think snacks and drinks is a good idea.
It's a good one. Yes.
I'd be more comfortable if we're already going to have to play something.
Yeah.
I just want to be more comfortable.
Because-
I don't have to think about food.
Yeah, no, that
100%.
immediately adds because if you're running a game like this, I'd imagine you're running for people that have never played anything before because you're taking the opportunity to. So making sure it's an inviting atmosphere that they can realize, oh, I've got food, I've got drink, I've got some familiar things. I can relax and remove myself from the reality because that's being satisfied. It's
right.
What is it?
Yeah.
The ladder. Whose ladder was
Oh,
it?
Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
I was going to say
yeah.
Pavlov's. Fuck.
Pavlov's hierarchy.
I mean,
of
Pavlov
gay
can
sex.
contribute. But
Yeah.
Pavlov's hierarchy of needs, and it's dog food and all the way up and sex at the top.
no human interaction. Jeez.
Well, it's there. It's just at the top.
Yep.
Just get,
Okay.
you get beat.
All right, food and concessions. What are you adding?
And I wanted to add really quick on food and concessions, because I'm also picturing an instance where, and I know you've done this before, where it's like, all of a sudden I didn't know I'm running a game tonight, and now I am. People are drunk. People are already partying. They're doing this thing. But sometimes the reason why this exercise is going on, that could be some of the most important games you run.
Yeah.
Are the ones you're running at a moment's notice, because all of a sudden it's like, hey, I have 3 hours, if that, to capture the imagination of these people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've had that
like,
a lot.
I've been at those fucking. I've been at the exact game we're describing. That Kingdom game that we did.
Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's built for that.
It is. Yeah. So I do like that. I would add, index cards.
Okay.
And pencils, obviously. just because, I mean, it was kind of an assumption that we already had paper, but adding in, it's like, people are going to want to keep an index card for their character. Yeah. And I have a fuckload of index cards at home. Just every time I see like index cards like 90 cents, I'm like, I will get a new pack.
Nah, it's not important. If you can't remember it, your character can't.
Which is incredibly based, but here's an example, right? Like, I think what's cool about index cards versus line paper feels like school. Line paper feels like I need to write a report. Okay. Line paper feels like a record.
Good point.
Index cards are fun. Index cards, I write what I need to on the index card. Then when it's time for a new topic, I have a whole new index card. Yeah. And they're also usable. Let's say, like, we've been running Ultraviolet Grasslands, which is like a caravan game. So it's like, or Will has. So it's like, you know, there will be a time where it's like, all right, well, now we need a note card that represents the caravan and what's on there. And we pass it around and add items. So now you add this interactivity to the records keeping. You need the records keeping anyway. You add an interactivity to it. You add this segmentation to it, different index cards for different things. Now all of a sudden it's become very fun. Now all of a sudden you're you know, laying out index cards as like a map, and each index card is a room. Now all of a sudden you're keeping flip cards of all the NPCs you've met and all the rulings the referee has made. Now all of a sudden, you know, your character sheet is like one line of stats on the front, drawing on the blank spot on the back. And then I flip it over and now everyone can see what my character looks like. Cool. Like if there has to be a recording of information, index cards are so much fun. Yeah. And every time I've run a game and there's been index cards available, we tear through those fucks. Love them. Yeah. That's what I would add.
Nice.
Yeah.
What are you going to add?
Back to you, baby.
Dice cup.
Next dice cups.
Gotta have a dice cup. Why? There's a few reasons. One, from the DM side. Many times if I just roll with my hand, I don't feel a certainty that I rolled it right or whether it's going to be cocked or whatnot. If I roll in a cup, I know I can get it freely moving in there, and once it hits the table and I don't see the result yet, once I lift it, I can follow that with absolute certainty. The other one is from the player's side. Gravitas. I want it so that whenever I'm rolling a die, everyone at the table notices it. They hear it. They anticipate it. They know something big's about to happen. The world is reacting.
That's a tale as old as time. Like in OSR games, you have rolls for secret doors, rolls for random encounters, rolls for all this stuff. In fact, originally, the players were never supposed to roll ability scores. Yeah. It was always the referee who did it. The referee rolled like pretty much fucking everything because of that. Because you can fake roll. Or you can even fudge rolls. You're not really supposed to, but it can be a circumstance where there is this complete, like again, you're talking about the screen. I know for sure that I know that there's nothing going behind. I know nothing that is behind that screen. It's completely opaque to me, but I know when something's happening, especially when there's a fucking dice cup.
Yeah.
And for the player side, it's nice too because it completely solves the jank dice, the rolling dice before asked, all the other little dice quibbles that get in the way, dice rolling off the table, all the other little shit that gets in the way of a game.
With a GM screen with absolutely nothing on it and a simple dice cup that makes dice cup that makes
dice cock
dice
cock
dice cock
dice cock. That was the other name that was in the running for the podcast.
Oh yeah, dice cock. Dice cock. Great. I'm sure that would have had a lot better traction.
Yeah, no, I'm sure that
with a screen and just a some way of rolling dice that makes a lot of noise, I can fix pacing in a game. I can fix decision making. I can create terror. I can create anticipation. I can create excitement.
Oh,
I can have people around a table wondering, oh, what should I do? And all I have to do is throw a die in there and roll it and reference what's in front of me, even if there's nothing there. And immediately decisions start being made.
That is almost an argument to actually regress back to D6s, but specifically not 2, 4. Yep. You've not only rated the Monopoly set, you also went in the Payday set. And you got the 2 dice. And here's why. Because, one...
I'm using the Sorry set. I'm popping that motherfucker.
You're popping... Yeah! We popping that motherfucker!
I don't need the dice cup if I got the Sorry popper.
You've got like 3 poppers. You're playing like your fucking Blue Man group. Well, because here's the reason, right? So, usually when you're freeballing, when you're playing systems like this... If there is a discrepancy between what the referee's thinking and what the players are thinking, you roll off. And it's literally, you roll 2d6, they roll 2d6. High roll wins, you tie, you compromise. That's a pretty good resolution mechanic. That works out. But there's also the beauty, and this is all throughout OSR stuff too, which is X in 6 chances. a lot of things being, I think you have a 1 in 6 chance. I think you have a 2 in 6 chance. Now all of a sudden, you're thinking, yeah, they did this thing. I would give them like a 50-50 shot that would cause an encounter. Now I'm rolling a die behind the screen. And now you, instead of it being one big chunky D100, now you're also rolling dice behind the screen.
Yeah.
So having multiple D6s gives them their dice and their agency and the thing you roll off against you with, but then gives you the ability to do all the stuff we're talking about. Not as elegant as percentage dice, but I think X in 6 makes a lot of sense. It's relatively, grokkable, and then roll high. I mean, easy.
I always use a D6 for random things.
That's cool.
I always follow either, depending on which game, whether it's high or low, for any sort of surprise, unexpected, whatever. Matt decides that he wants to see if someone's going to react to the fucking bullshit philosophy he comes up with. I roll a D6 and I go, okay, he made a good argument. I'll push it to 3 or evens odds, either which way.
Evens odds is good
D100,
yeah.
D100 has way too much room in it for me. It's got too much space for me to think about how well that result
yes
is.
Or no.
I want it quick.
Yeah, because what does 46 mean? But what is 2 compared to 37?
Good point.
Sometimes it's like 37. What does that mean?
I feel like for me, it's I think it is inherent. What is that comparatively? Where it's that's the higher number. I understand what percentage chance means, but you could probably end up, like you're saying, you would end up getting 2 in the weeds.
Yeah.
You can accidentally.
If you already want a coin flip,
but
you're doing a percentage dice.
That's why I like
use
D100s with DCC, because every single result has an actual directed consequence.
It goes to the book. Goes straight to the book.
You're right. It goes straight to
and
the
that makes me extremely excited, because by the time when I'm rolling for DCC, I don't roll and have already come up with, by the time I roll, knowing exactly what I wish would happen.
Yeah.
Which tends to be what might happen unless it results completely differently, in which case I'll change it. But with DCC, I've got no idea. I'm just as much of a player on the DM side as I am with everyone else at the table.
Yeah.
You're right. And I like the idea that I think having 2 resolution mechanics, roll high, roll higher than me, or opposed roll, or evens odds.
Yeah.
Those are both very, you don't need to know probabilities in order to do those on a pair of Monopoly dice.
Yeah.
Well, your pair and then their pair. That's great. What would you add, do you think?
Dude, wear socks. Wear clothes. This is gross.
Oh, shit.
Put some clothes on.
You know what? You're right. I did say we start with nothing.
Yeah.
Put some clothes on. We're playing a game. We're not having sex.
I want to take back my answer, cock ring. If I'm going to have it out there, it better be.
If I'm going to have it out there, I'm going to get that extra, half an inch up on there.
Yeah, but it's behind the screen. Is this before the screen?
I guess it would have to be before the screen.
So we're like, hey, we finally...
I didn't know we didn't have clothes, because,
this changes
actually,
everything.
you know what? If we don't have clothes, screen's still my first choice.
Yeah. I'm just saying, it's been a long day when we're playing. Put some socks on. I don't want to smell that.
I don't want to smell it.
Get it out of here.
I'm just trying... In my perspectives, we're all comfortable. We're having a good time. I don't want to smell that.
You're right. No, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, take a fucking shower. That's in the materials list. Take a shower.
Take a shower. I'm gonna have a good time if I'm in a good mood. It won't be if it's everyone's like, I didn't bring socks or clothes.
I won't be in a good mood if I show up and everybody's naked but me. And now I feel pressured.
Hey, I'm ready for a game. You guys don't seem to be ready for life. Hey, we're just gonna play a game. I'm like, I know. I just joined this orgy, and you heard I play D&D. Put some clothes on.
I feel like
that's hilarious. The idea of a dungeon master joining an orgy and immediately being like, "Hey guys, I got some new rules."
Dude, we've had plenty of
structuring it out. It's like, when's the sex happen? It's like we're in a downtime session now.
It's an orgy that's actually a crunch heavy LARP.
Yeah.
They show up and like, you know what? We've had so much sex, we're bored. You have some rules for us, and they're like, Have you heard of DCC?
I can't tell you the number of times it's actually.
Of what?
I'm speaking from experience here.
No. It is an occurrence.
Yeah, he walks in, and they're just like, hey.
These people are ruining my game with their sex.
I got a strap on. I'm going to fuck your ass. And you're like, Where does it say that on your character sheet?
Yeah, where does it say that on your
on
character
your
sheet,
character
bitch?
sheet?
Yeah, straight up. Literally, if
There's
it was,
no protection
if it
on
was
there.
a question between, hey, do you want to have like a big gangbang, or instead of playing your RPG, I want to be like, I already brought all the stuff.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? We're playing a game.
Yeah.
Is it gonna be a sexy game? No.
No. Yeah, the expectations are completely different.
Sit down. Yeah. I've been asked multiple times, like literally, like, oh, could you make like a sexy RPG? And the answer is absolutely fucking no.
Your
Yeah,
games are
no.
opposite of sexy. It's just some guy walks in and his head's already half blown off from a
That's also true.
from a landmine, and he's
Let's
just
just
like,
say if there's an orgy, first thing people need to roll initiative. Okay.
Yeah,
There's gotta be some structure.
How many you get like how many cock thrusts you could do in a round? So you only get 18 cock thrusts. So you gotta wait 30 minutes. As it goes around the table.
Damn.
Actually, this does say so. Obviously, if I were running a game like this on the spot, urban horror, like modern day horror all the day. You're right. Like supernatural horror.
Yeah.
You know, the bus. Dudes getting fucking their heads blown off. All this crazy
Yeah,
shit. Yeah, the
bus.
school bus.
you will
the
kill
bus.
seniors.
I will murder seniors by the dozens.
Yeah.
It'll be great. So I guess the next component I might ask for is like, okay, that's all the components we can scrounge up around the house. Now you were allowed an actual like reference. Like this is okay, you were allowed one actual game product. This is something you've decided you keep in your backpack or in your car at all times just in case this happens. What is it? Which product is it? Well, it doesn't even have to be a specific one. It could be like a general, like, oh man, all of this stuff. If I also had this, I could run a game easy.
Thesaurus.
Thesaurus?
You need a thesaurus?
That's actually kind of based. If you need it's a random generator.
It's not bad.
Because it makes
scroll
everything
through
more
the-
interesting.
Guess so.
You're
Immediately,
right.
everything's more
Holy
interesting.
Fuck,
Damn, that is a good answer.
that's a damn good answer.
You thought I would make it silly, and I did.
You did, but it's a
you
good.
did,
well, because
but
it's literally a random
because it's
generator.
still system agnostic.
It is. If I need to know how strong this creature is, then I close my eyes and then I just flip to a random page and go.
Coming.
And that
monster.
Yep, ejaculating. It's like, whoops. Guess we're running, Eldritch Horror now.
Yeah.
Yep. Huh.
Hey guys, I know we've been playing for an hour and a half, but trigger warning.
The non-consenting monster.
Yeah, non-consenting. The thesaurus is especially because you could literally. That's also probably in the house. I know plenty of people who have a thesaurus in their house.
Yeah, it's on the phone. It's on the house.
Holy shit! And there's also
Casey took
random
it,
word
never gave it back.
generators. There's also
I don't
Did
need
he?
a thesaurus.
No, he gave it back. Yeah, he said he didn't need it, but he talks like a
My
hillbilly.
mind is a
there's
thesaurus.
also random word generators on.
He talks like a hillbilly.
all right, hang on. Record scratch. Back up. Can you say that again, please?
My mind is a thesaurus.
Jesus
Oh, I thought it was
fucking
the-
Christ!
I thought it was
Did you
the-
hear that?
I thought it was the online generator you had a problem with.
No, no.
I literally
have
thought
a problem with you.
Oh.
Fucking stand like fucking eyes rolling in the back of your head. Like my mind is a thesaurus.
My mind is a thesaurus.
God, I'm so smart.
No.
my brain's so
He
big.
says that.
My
He'll say
mind
that.
is he said it before.
Yeah, he'll get into the house.
No!
He used to walk in the room and be
No!
like, I just feel like everyone's stupider than me. And then he'd walk out of the room. And I'd be like, can you knock first? Can you knock first?
Bro, I'm taking a shit. Can you knock first?
And then he's like, I'm like, hey, good thing. Or I walk in, he's playing chivalry. And
Taking a shit, idiom, can have multiple meanings.
yeah. You think your mind's a thesaurus?
My mind kind of works like a Rolodex. As soon as someone says anything, it has background processes that are immediately looking for puns that relate
that's
to
true.
it.
That is true.
Other
You are the
statements
king of
and sentences
puns.
that fit with syllable patterns that make it funny.
Well,
It's something I can't
turn off. Our
You're-
minds
no, you're
are
right, you're
pattern
right.
seeking,
Yeah,
Yep.
mine's very pattern seeking.
right?
Yeah.
And yours is pattern seeking?
Pattern
Is
seeking.
that what you're saying?
Pun seeking.
Pun seeking.
Pun
It's a pun seeking.
Okay, so
missile.
yours different. Yours does pattern seeking but puns.
Yeah.
Which is still pattern seeking.
Yeah.
You like to continue on that? What do you mean by that?
Pun seeking missile.
What do I mean?
Yeah, keep going.
Keep going
Keep
where?
going
I'm
where?
on Jimmy's side. We want to talk.
I'm careening.
No, you're careening.
Yeah, I'm careening in my pants.
I had one time.
You had one
No,
time?
one time I was with a friend, and he's just like, I have the perfect memory. I'll walk in a room, I'll remember everything. I'm like, yeah, what's that third book in my room? And he goes, I can't remember
That's good.
And I was like, shut the fuck up. Immediately, I caught him on it, and I was like, shut the fuck up. You're 14. You don't remember everything in your head. Shut the fuck up.
I have eidetic memory. What's
Yeah,
the third book on my
you
shelf?
would-
I don't know. Kill yourself.
Yeah, immediately I was like, no.
Listen.
You're wrong. Immediately.
Make me
Dumbass.
put me in a room with
Immediately.
Eminem in a freestyle battle. I'll whoop his ass.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Eminem would beat you
Hey,
up.
I
Marshall
know.
Mathers, if you're listening to this, fuck you.
No, but he's physically strong too.
He's gonna kick my ass.
Yeah.
He's gonna kick my
He's got time. He's got a personal trainer.
Oh, yeah, probably.
He's got money for
Yeah,
that.
him and D12, all those people whose heads he stood on to get to the top. They're all going to come kick
D12?
your
I'd
ass.
rather have a D12 than two D6s.
Whoosh.
Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
D6
can you come up with a better reference thing than fucking thesaurus?
I can't. That's what
I
I'm
literally can't.
I ruined
originally,
it.
what I was
That's
going to
hilarious.
say.
You did ruin it. You
Originally,
did.
what I was going to say is just the AD&D Dungeon Master's Guide because it's got
That's
so
a
many
good book.
weird fucking rules in there that I can
Yeah.
reference for stuff.
It's true.
But thesaurus
I have
really
a
is
copy for that
better.
exact thing. Thesaurus is amazing.
Damn, that
Because you need
troll answer beat it.
any description. Yeah, if you,
And you know what you need to do?
you're like, I've got this NPC. I'm role playing through him a while. What's a good
Mm-hmm.
twist? Boom! It's got a fucking descriptor right there.
Here's the other thing. Remember, we're liars here, right?
Oh yeah.
You get that thesaurus, you slap a book cover on it, like one of those like cheap like school textbook covers.
Oh.
You put that over it and be like, this is the system we're running. But only I know the rules. Only I have the brain large enough in order to process all of these rules. It's a fucking thesaurus. And because you're randomly generating, you were leafing furiously through it the entire time.
Yeah, that's pretty. That's
So this
awesome.
is a dystopian
Yeah.
world where you're dealing with Gen Z that never seen a thesaurus.
This is
before?
how we're going to run
No,
a game.
you're putting
in
a
the
book cover over
apocalypse.
so people don't know what's a thesaurus.
Oh, okay. I thought this was like dystopian world, and they're like, "What's a book?"
In a world where there's
Yeah.
no thesaurus.
No,
Father, I
that's a
can't
good
click
point
the
because
book.
it's
What's a
it's the
book?
perfect reference unless people know it's a thesaurus, and then it's the worst reference
Which is
ever.
why you have the screen.
Yes.
So they don't know it's a thesaurus.
This is, see, now you're seeing why the screen's so important.
you're
And then someone goes,
you are.
are you reading from a thesaurus? And you go, excuse me? And then you throw the dice in the die cup, and immediately their
They
attention's
shut
gone.
up. Yeah, they shut up.
Wait,
Yeah.
so what were you originally going to add?
I wasn't sure yet. I was
Alright, so
thinking
I
of
thought-
it furiously. It was coming back around to me. Thesaurus is the best answer.
I mean, you said a little reference book, and that is a reference.
honestly, the only other thing is I would say, well, this is the player's handbook, and then I'd have another book that's covered in a book cover. That'd be the dictionary.
I was going to joke the dictionary, but the thesaurus makes more
Thesaurus
sense.
is way more useful. I
Because
don't need
it's
definitions
more,
for shit.
An RPG makes more
I
sense for
think
a thesaurus.
It does make more sense for thesaurus. I feel like dictionary would be like your back's against a fucking wall.
yeah,
like you
a dictionary would be
need something.
ideas, but thesaurus is how it plays out.
The dictionary is your backup. Your thesaurus is for, okay, I know where it's going, but I need a little help. Your dictionary is like, I have no idea.
Third option, Kama Sutra.
Oh yeah, you bring out the comments. Yeah, you're like, oh yeah, I'll look at my thesaurus to. This is my copy of the Kama Sutra. Then that means you look at the table and the dice are fucking the sex dice. Yeah.
No, you'd be like, the monster comes up and then
And
you look
everyone's
at the fucking
naked, and you go,
ass.
Excuse
roll
me.
initiative.
I'm sorry, Mr. DM. What does lick vagina mean in this system? You're like, and then you have to do it anyway.
No,
you have to
I
roll
think
the
it'd be,
system. You
it'd
have to roll with
be
it.
more fun to interpret everything.
you must
in
fight the evil wizard Kundalini.
Yes, the Kundalini. That would
Kundalini.
but it'd be translating the Kama Sutra into something in game that has nothing to do with the Kama Sutra. So someone's like fucking you behind, but in a weird way, you're like, yeah, the negotiator is walking up and he brings up the fact that you're part of the Thieves Guild and you didn't know that because he's fucking you from behind.
Yeah.
And so you bring up the fact that he knows some shady stuff you wouldn't even realize he knew.
Holy shit.
If you've got the villain, the wizard named Kundalini, and every time he shows up, the players finally find out the plot, and they're like, "Oh, Kundalini must be involved." And he shows up, and he's revealed, and they're like, "There he is!" And he just looks at the adventurers every time and goes, "Eat my ass!" and runs off.
Eat my fucking
I would
ass.
love that.
That would be really
I would
cool.
love that.
Oh.
I love pun. Yeah, that kind of
I
fun.
think-
Eat
so-
my ass. I like to be a nerdy, really horrible, fickle dude.
People-
Eat my ass.
People refer to OD&D, like the 3LBB, as the game
Yeah.
because it was the game in which all tabletop role-playing games and a lot of computer games and a lot of stuff like came from. I think we just invented the game. We just invented like if you have these things that we have described for the reasons we have described, you have a role-playing game.
Let's test
and
it
no
out.
one will even
Let's
know.
test it out next session.
Oh, I already have the dice.
Oh shit.
I was already planning on doing something like this.
2d6s
You've only emboldened
exist.
me.
Yeah.
We're gonna fucking do this.
2d6s
I
exist.
ordered. If you go on Amazon, $14, 5 casino dice. That is exactly the amount you need, and then one more in case you need an advantage-disadvantage mechanic.
Why did you order dice? You already have dice.
Yeah, but they're big casino dice.
Aesthetics.
Oh, Casey.
Thank you, Casey. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Took a long time for Jimmy to buy into it. Oh, last thing I
Little
need
bit.
actually. Fuck. I don't need a fucking reference. I need a speaker.
Music.
Yeah, I gotta have
okay.
music.
You can play from your phone.
No.
No, yeah, it does.
It depends on what you're playing. I feel like I've
You're the
played.
best. You always do that the best. Just to the side.
Because I've practiced, like literally. I'm ashamed to admit it.
Oh,
I think
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you brought that up. Or Robin,
It's okay. We pity
Yeah.
you.
Oh.
Go ahead.
I think because I've done it before. I've been in situations where I've had to play music from my phone. And the more lo-fi, the better. Because if you're playing music that's really like high quality through a phone speaker, sounds
Oh,
like
that's true.
shit.
Yes, the
If you're
speaker's
playing
bad.
stuff that's already optimized for a bad speaker, Dungeon Synth often is just fine.
True.
Yeah.
Because the high frequencies.
Back in the day, before I had any access to any actual subscription service or music or even a freaking app iTunes database, I ran a game purely off of, I think we had the player's
went there.
handbook. I threw up a DM screen, and no, I ran Radio Rivendell.
Oh.
Radio
What?
Rivendell. It used to
What?
be a website that only played fantasy-style music. It still might be around.
That's
But I had
cool.
absolutely no control over what it would play.
So the mood change all
The mood,
time.
yeah, it
That's where you
slightly
picked up
did.
your music thing.
Yes, I did,
from.
probably.
Yeah.
Radio Rivendell.
And it would be, I remember, because when you start Radio Rivendell, because it was always just a constant stream
Dog, it's
online.
up.
Yep, it's there. And every
It's up.
whenever you'd start it,
Holy
it would
shit.
say, it would have the quote, "You're in the House of Elrond," and it would just sync up to whatever they were playing on it at the time.
Oh man! Shout out to Radio Rivendell. That's fucking cool as hell.
Yeah, I think music too. Like, yeah, you can put people in the mindset that's almost more important than anything else.
It's true.
Um,
And it's probably the game you're probably going to be running, unless it's a subject matter you know really well. Like I could run, like modern supernatural horror off the top of my head. You're probably going to be running fantasy.
Yeah.
So
I'd
that
probably
also helps,
I'd probably do supernatural horror too from the hip because I've just read a lot of
from
I've,
the hip.
I've
Yeah.
read a lot of gee whiz HP and the Associates.
Yeah,
And other people-
HP
even-
and Associates.
Well,
Fuck
other
yeah.
other modern writers, or even even like a variation of Howard,
August Derleth and
or even
yeah.
like sci-fi stuff. I read sci-fi stuff that's like always in the vein of it.
That's awesome.
I mean, something that like just the idea of like there's something unknown. Literally, oh, a cat pissed blue one day, and now you're fucked. Like it's all it takes.
That's what you know what?
Yeah.
It's
And
all it takes.
That's a big part of the toolbox is actually fucking reading. I've started doing that where I've been going to used bookstores and thrift stores and buying fantasy
I'm
books
there
with
every week,
cool-ass
man.
covers.
I'm there every week.
I want to start jamming those into my brain.
Yes.
For this, so there is one more component: shitty fantasy novels. But this is a component that is used. This is the only prep component you have is reading shitty fantasy novels
I
all the
think
time.
we've
This
talked
is
about
this
it.
is actually why I claimed I wouldn't need a thesaurus. And it's because I've read so much.
He's big brain.
Oh, so
he's
he-
a huge
he
brain.
went- so
I've
hold on.
He doesn't
built
need
my
help.
vocabulary.
Matt, so Matt, not only
He doesn't
so
need
first he's like my brain's at the source, and now he's like,
Yeah.
"Pff, I read so much.
Yeah.
You know, now he's
doesn't.
like,
But he
what? Oh, fucking get right.
I guess we're gonna test that first question out right now.
The first question.
Put
the
up
fight
your
question.
dukes.
Put up your dukes, motherfucker. Oh shit! I was gonna say that kind of goes back
okay, I
to
know
something.
what I grab.
you know
What would you grab?
Whoa.
I was thinking about what's in the room.
Okay, minis.
No, to fight.
To fight with, yeah.
Oh, to fight. Oh,
Like I
oh,
said,
so you're
I
keeping it
just
a
need a
secret.
stick.
I took a second.
Yeah, a stick.
I put him away.
Oh, there's
Dude,
one right
I've,
there.
I've
Yeah,
thought,
but he doesn't
I've
know where the
thought,
other
I've
one is.
literally thought about beating someone to death with a Svedka bottle before.
Dude,
so I
Oh,
could-
it
I
doesn't
would
have
use
the
that.
right grip.
No,
It'll
no,
go
no,
right
it
out
would,
your
dude, it would
hands.
work.
No, no, no. Here, you don't. First of all, you spilled vodka like everywhere.
Did I? I don't
You
see
did.
it.
Did
First
you?
of all,
I didn't see it.
That was a
oh, it's
trickle.
fine. First of all, oh, that's because it was frozen. I'm
Dude,
sorry.
that's fucking hard as
First
shit.
of all, no. You don't wheel it like this. You wheel it like this.
That still sucks.
No,
You
it
can't
doesn't.
block. You can't
No,
block.
It doesn't matter because
The
in
beer
this,
bottle will be better.
No. In this scenario, you're getting the drop on someone, and if you're fucking
Then that's
going-
not a fight.
Yeah, but Casey could see me do it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm still picking it.
You're sucker
All
punching
right.
somebody.
Yeah, I am
All
sucker
right.
punching someone.
Yeah.
Like a.
After this podcast ends, just assume we all had a big
What were you
knockdown
saying?
drag
Okay,
out
so
brawl.
you were continuing. You know everything.
You know everything.
No.
You're the smartest man in
No,
the world.
I just read a whole lot to
All right.
try and build up my
There was-
vocabulary.
Hang on, I was gonna fucking say something, and I'm trying to trace it back.
You're saying Casey doesn't read.
And that's not what I was saying. That's what you were saying, and I
Whoa.
agree with you.
Whoa.
You were saying that the final thing that you needed was to read a bunch of shitty fantasy.
novels.
Which I was going
No.
to talk
And-
about. Was it Stephen King literally suggest that or somebody? No, was it Echo? Someone suggests read shitty novels because it tells you what your mind fills the gap
Yes.
of how it should be done.
Yes.
And here's the
It
thing,
actually
too.
helps you write.
That's what
You're
got me
right.
to write better.
You were right, but here's the other thing too. I think specifically why you should read just shitty, off the fucking wall bargain bin fantasy novels when you steal this stuff is because a lot of that writing, they're pot boilers. They're writing it for money. It's very overt.
Yeah.
And when you are running a game last second, you need things that are overt. You
Yeah.
need
It's
things
fun.
that are.
It's fun.
yeah.
It's quick.
It's
But
fun.
It,
It's
it
quick.
gets the point.
You I think
Yeah.
you would agree kind of at the beginning of this conversation. It's like we're not right now. We're not in the business of nuance.
Yeah.
You know, like
totally.
we
So.
need something big.
It's going to be a one shot.
fast,
Clearly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now
I'm
that's
screwed.
yeah. Well, we only have a little bit of time left in this episode. I guess the other question is, all right, now you have to run a campaign.
Okay.
What would you add?
I kill Casey. What?
you murdered Casey with your bare
Murder.
hands. Hell yeah.
Better people.
Better people.
Better people. What
those-
the fuck does that mean?
Those people showed up and expected the world
Yeah.
from me.
Fuck you,
Yeah.
Matt.
Yeah,
But yeah.
fuck them.
They expected the
Yeah,
world
now,
from me.
expect
now,
you to
I'm,
run a
now I'm
campaign.
running a campaign. It's not with them.
I'm gonna get made. Fuck you.
Hey guys, I don't like you guys. You wanted me to run a campaign.
And if it's the first, if I'm using the Kama Sutra and we only have sex dice, and now I'm running a campaign, I'm gonna need some water.
I need some water. Okay.
No, I already covered that.
All right. You know what, Matt? Okay, Matt. Now we can kill ourselves.
No,
now we can get the
no,
gun.
you added soda and chips. People are just getting dehydrated and they're naked.
It depends on the
People are
drink.
getting hungry and angry.
Okay,
Run a campaign.
we got White Claw and seltzers.
Okay.
I feel like I'm trying to think
Meth.
of what I would need. Meth would help.
Yeah.
Meth,
Yeah.
Coke, those would both help.
Coke.
I feel like the only other thing I would need if I was going to run an actual long-term campaign, everything is very situational in this moment. You could run what we described over and over and over again. If you were running a game like that every night, but they were one-shots,
Yep.
you could absolutely pull it off.
Welcome to hell.
Welcome to hell, but you could pull it off. Now, I actually don't even think it would be that bad. The campaign part's kind of hard. I think the thing that'll make it a campaign, though, is a world map.
Yeah.
I happen to know donjon.bin.sh,
Yeah.
where a lot of people generate all their dungeon maps from.
Yeah.
You can generate a world map.
Coward.
I know there's...
I
Fuck
hate 'em.
you. What?
Yeah,
There's
I hate
plenty-
'em.
You know what? You don't even need... You hate world maps?
I hate Don John.
Donjon's fucking amazing. I
Yeah.
use Donjon all the time.
Yeah, it gives
I
me
know,
crap.
I know why you hate Donjon, though.
Well, yeah. Why is that?
Because of
Who I am.
No.
Oh,
Oh, not because of him.
I'll tell you after. Yeah.
What?
No, I figured that's
Because
why.
of him.
though.
because of him.
Him.
Him?
We'll talk about it. We'll
From
talk
the
about it.
Powerpuff Girls?
We'll wait until we stop recording for that. But look, if because the last thing people are going to need is it's a campaign. So now it's big, and big means geographically located. Now every time you run one of these one shots, you just put an X on the map and you write by it. Literally the name, you name what we did this session. That's the place.
No,
now.
yeah. If you
Yeah.
have nothing, yes, that would be very helpful.
You could even do that on a blank sheet of paper. Close your fucking eyes, use your non-dominant hand, and start drawing shit. And that's your general.
I'd like that
continent.
better than Don John.
Yeah, sure. All right, fuck you.
just not giving-
I have given Donjon money from the podcast
just not giving
account.
anything
I
to
suck
Jimmy.
my cock.
I know you
Not
did,
giving
and I
anything.
told you straight to your face. Why?
Not giving anything to me, just leaving him hanging. He's just on a rope over here, giving all of himself to it, and Casey's like, nah.
He's like, nah. Here, okay. But would you agree that if you all right now you have to run a campaign using this is what we've done.
This is going to my face.
A world map. There is a gun to your face right now. The world map would facilitate in that. Now you've got, every time you run a thing, you put a place on the map where that happened, and now all of a sudden you have a world.
Yeah, I don't think it's important for me either.
It's not important, no.
Not important?
I think
the only reason it would be important is if the world is distinctly important. But if I'm running a campaign like this, that it's just out of the blue, then the world doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only thing that matters is the world that the players have experienced.
Well, I guess the thing is, what I'm trying to say is if now all of a sudden you have to maintain continuity, the easiest way to maintain continuity is with like geographic relativity.
No,
I just think the way
I don't agree.
I kind of see what Case says. The way I see it, it doesn't matter because if you're going to position them anywhere, and if you're likely not to even move them positions very much, but have the situations change a lot, it might not matter much about the actual map.
I guess that depends.
But
on
long term, I see what he means.
Yeah, I get because
I'm
I've also been thinking this whole time. I'm running like.
That's how you would run it.
I'm running OSR by memory.
Yeah.
And if you're running OSR by memory, if you have like a fucking hex map that you're just putting each of these things on, bing, bang, boom, you've got a thing.
Totally.
But if you're running a more narrative-focused game, you absolutely don't.
Which I would
map.
too.
Yeah,
I would do more narrative.
Yeah. I understand.
Yeah.
I could see
why your mind would be there.
easier,
Because that's how you do it.
I mean, it's not going to be important. I could run a campaign in a single building.
Damn.
That's cool. Oh,
Damn.
man. All right, so hang on.
Is always up here.
Turn off Casey's mic. Hang on. Turn off Casey's mic. So let me get this straight.
I can't.
So let me get this
right here.
Yeah, turn it off. So let me get this straight.
Which one is
I
you?
as your employer, you haven't
paid me shit. I never got that cup of coffee I promise.
That one. See, now, if he yells, he can't.
You can still hear me from Matt's mic.
There you go. So that's how you do it.
I will not be Oh, it's back on.
Yeah.
I will not be silenced.
Oh, I'm fucking dizzy. The way you fucking scream. I can do. I'm still here, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I guess
you have to drag me out of the fucking room.
No, I'm saying first, he's like, my mind's the Thesaurus. Then he's like, I've read every book in the world.
Dude,
now,
I can play in one bathroom. I'm sucking your cock.
I could play in one bathroom. I could run a 60-session campaign about two dudes at a glory hole in the course of
I could
the
run
30
a
minutes it
game
takes for them both to come.
where aesthetics don't exist, and they walk in and you make up aesthetics.
I could run I could run a game about two guys in a glory hole.
Fuck you!
All you'd have to do, you have to run that system where everyone's playing multiple.
Everyone is John.
Everyone is John.
Okay, yeah,
everyone
you're
is
right.
John with being at a glory hole. That sounds like a great campaign.
You're right. The prep would be listening to Roger Waters' The Pros and Cons of Hitchhiking.
Yeah.
That would be because
you could run a kingdom game that way. That'd be pretty cool. It's like the whole thing is that the main person the person that you're in, the campaign difference would be if you're going to make the perspective character everyone's playing in. Are you the dick sucker or the sucky? Because that's the thing. It's a different tonality. Because the game would start with a dick has already been sucked.
In media res.
Yes, you always start in media res. A dick has already been sucked.
I prefer media res.
So then,
media res. We're adding that to our kit in media res.
Then the kingdom conflict would be.
Just don't explain anything.
The kingdom conflict would be: do you leave or do you stay for the second sucking?
You know a highbrow
Game of Thrones theme now. Enter
Yeah.
Game of Thrones theme.
You know highbrow
then you've got the
answer
power
would be,
dynamics.
and you would know what I'm talking about. How to build a fire.
How to build? Yeah, okay.
Jack London's How to Build a Fire.
Everyone's
How to suck a dick. Jack London's How to Suck a Dick.
Jack me London. How to suck a dick.
Jack me London off.
I mean,
How to suck a dick.
That would be like that would be you have such a sucking dick addiction. It's inevitable, and it's the horror of you doing it.
It's inevitable. It's the horror of you doing it, and it's going to kill you.
Hey man, this is a public restroom. Can you put your pants back on? He's right there. He's right there.
So you play this because the kingdom rolls. The kingdom rolls is what you've got pulse, You've got
Holes. Touchstone.
Touchstone.
Yep.
You've got the Touchstone. You've got the
shit,
what's the other? The power
You
dynamic.
got the peasantry. You got the guy in charge, and you got the predictors.
Easy. So then you've got
whatever
those.
they're called.
You got the player characters. They're playing each of those. Each represents id, ego, super
God,
ego.
yeah.
Id, ego, super ego, and then the whole thing is: do you stay for the second dick sucking? And then immediately it brings up questions of, well, you'd have one player immediately is playing one super ego going, well, isn't one enough? Isn't that already been satisfied? You immediately have another player character going, well, one might have been just fine, but who knows what the next one's going to bring? Then you've got the other one that's like, I'm not sure if I'm doing this right, and I'm
using too much teeth.
I'm more focused on the method that we're using.
Hey, my mouth's dry.
Yeah, you could have a hell of a kingdom game that way.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Kingdom.
You know, that's how we do
That's
the
good.
Cumdom.
I love how you just, hey, see? You can't cumdom. Shut the fuck
That's
up.
how we. This is where we start with that 24-hour game we've always talked about.
Oh, yeah.
Let's just do that for 24 hours.
You know what? It would be even better to do this for 24 hours when we're older because this would be so much fucking harder.
Yeah.
The sun is because we don't